Here we are at Sloan, one of the more miserable locations in Fallout New Vegas. Let's see what this sad little town has to offer. Talk to the manky locals. The first person you meet in this town is Chumps Lewis. He actually forces you to have a conversation and stops the player dead in his tracks. Let's see what he has to say for himself.
Hold up. There are death claws all over the damn place north of here. I'd turn back if I were you. If you want to get to New Vegas, you're better off heading east from Prim and then looping north. It's a heck of a lot safer.
You got problems from death claws, mate? Where'd they come from?
They moved into the quarry after the powder gangers came through and made off with most of our dynamite. We shut the quarry down while we waited for the NCR to get us some more blasting sticks, but now the death claws have shown up. The NCR's a no-show, and my men and I have got nothing to do but sit on our asses all day. It's damn frustrating.
So what you're telling me is you lads are on benefits. You can't really work anymore. I could take care of your deathclaw problem.
Have you ever seen a deathclaw? They're taller than a man and far, far stronger and faster. And there's a whole pack of them out there. You'd have to be the meanest, toughest, roughest bastard in the wasteland to have any chance against them, and I don't think that's you. You'd need to take out the pack leaders, a mother deathclaw and the deathclaw alpha male. Kill them and the pack will scatter. Pretty tough job.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'll swerve that, to be honest. Sounds too much hard work for me. So, Chomps, have you had problems with deathclaws before?
We'd see them occasionally, but they didn't seem too keen on getting too close to the quarry. Not sure if it was the noise or all the workers. I can't believe that an entire pack moved into the quarry. I thought that kind of bad luck only happened in New Vegas.
Alright, let's talk about something else.
Okay.
Tell me about this place. So what is Sloan, and what's it all about?
This is Sloan, a camp for us quarry workers. The actual quarry, Quarry Junction, is up the road north of here. The whole thing is an NCR operation. We make cement for the NCR using the limestone we dig out with dynamite and drag lines. Dirty work, but the pay's good. Wish we got paid in caps, though. Not a lot of merchants like taking NCR paper money.
What's a drag line? I've never heard that before.
It's a big machine which moves rocks around, piles at a time. It's pre-war tech, so you need to thump it once in a while to keep it running.
Nice. What does the NCR actually need with cement?
It all gets shipped by rail over towards Boulder City and Hoover Dam. The NCR is probably building fortifications with it all.
So why are you upset about being paid in NCR money?
Nope. The NCR has been trying to switch over to using paper money, just like in the pre-war days. Trouble is that the exchange rates ain't exactly fair. For example, $100 in NCR money is valued at roughly half that in caps around here. Seems like a rotten deal for us, but work is work.
You always ask for double, bro. And it's the same amount, isn't it?
Sure.
Alright, I'm done with you. Good little
If you
chat.
insist on going north, don't be expecting a rescue when you get into trouble.
Safe to say, Chomps Lewis is the leader of the pack. He's the top miner. They've all been out of work for a while because of the deathclaw problem. If the player never takes care of the deathclaw problem, they never go away. They're just sat here. Sat here in camp doing nothing. But they're wearing the whole outfit, so they're ready to work if they're needed. In Sloan, you've got 4 buildings. You've got the worker barracks. You've got the mining office. The machine shop. And the mess hall. There's a broken down truck with a pile of tyres next to it. An abandoned caravan with nothing inside. And a little outhouse to do your business. And the business for the day is done. It's got no toilet roll. It's got a little light for you. Fortunately, it's facing the wall. So it's a little bit safer to go for your business. It'd be a bit weird if it was facing the main camp. Not a bad view, to be honest. Outside, you've got the legendary Snuffles. He's got something wrong with him. Looks like he's been beaten by the ugly stick, but if you want to have a little chat with him, you can find out what's bothering him. And you can attempt to heal his injured leg. If you do fix Snuffle's leg, you can go have a little chat back
Morning.
to Chomps Lewis
You need something?
and tell him you fixed Snuffle's leg. This is how he responds.
I'd noticed Snuffles limping, but I didn't realize the problem was that serious. Thanks. That beast helps keep spirits up around here.
So here we are at the mess hall. Let's see what these chumps get up to and what they actually eat while they're not working. This establishment is quite dark. It has one worker behind the counter, Yaz Wilkins. Yeah, it's what you'd expect from a mess hall. Bunch of tattered posters on the wall, a couple of tatty chairs, and a jukebox in the corner, playing absolute bangers, day after day. If you need to work a little bit on the cleaning, there's a bunch of Nuka-Cola bottles scattered around, left empty on the tables. Posters on the wall include the Super Duper Mart, Radios televisions, and one about cooking. There's a Sunset Sarsaparilla vending machine. In the back area you've got a Sunset Sarsaparilla poster, a fridge, and a bunch of cooking utensils. Also has a bunch of chopped meat, just on the side, doing nothing. You've got mole rat meat, and a strange meat pie. Not really sure what's in this. I wonder if Snuffle knows if they're cooking up mole rats in here. Probably not. Right, you got a bit of mess out here, Trudy. I slammed the strange meat on the counter and I want to ask her what it was about. She was having none of it. Let's find out what she's all about in town anyway.
Let me ask you a question. What's the tastiest thing you've ever eaten?
Probably that preserved pie, mate.
Ah, yeah, can you believe some people still eat that stuff? Anyway, I've got this recipe for a Deathclaw omelet that I've been itching to try out. Trouble is, I need a Deathclaw egg. Kinda obvious, I suppose.
You want a Deathclaw egg? You've literally decided to make the most difficult food ever. And what are you offering in exchange?
I don't have much in the way of money, but I'd be willing to share the secret of the recipe.
I'm all good. I'm all good. So where can I find a Deathclaw egg?
The quarry just north of here is full of Deathclaws, so there's bound to be an egg or two in there somewhere. Of course, a Deathclaw egg from anywhere will do. According to my Aunt Rose, those things have a ridiculously long shelf life.
You don't look like a quarry worker. You look quite, reasonable.
Oh, I'm not. I'm making my way to New Vegas. They say anything goes there, and best of all, the NCR can't mess it up for you. I'll get there eventually. I've heard that you can't even get into the Strip unless you're rich.
So you from California?
Born and raised. Things back in California are better than they've ever been, according to my grandpa. The raiders are mostly gone now, and it's easy enough to get a job at one of the mills or farms. But now there's taxes and laws and other things.
Yaz looks like a regular old girl who's fallen on hard times. She says she's on her way to Fallout New Vegas, but she's got herself in a rut, and she's working here trying to save up some money to get herself to pay the entry fee to the Strip. She does seem a little bit out of place in this area, although she looks pretty tough in her overalls with her knife attached to her side. There's a small generator outside you can fix, and it brings light into the whole town. Once the lights are all turned on, the workers mention it, and they seem a little bit happier. Inside the workshop, you've got a bunch of mining equipment. I don't really understand its purpose. It looks like a huge vice. There's some posters on the wall. You've got Cactum Cosmos and Freddy Fears the House of the Scarers. This is basically an advertisement for Halloween costumes, pre-war. This is a pretty standard location. There is 4 shelves that hold a bunch of mining equipment and tools to help them on their way. And if you're lucky, you can find a guy sweeping while you're lurking behind him. Next up, you've got the main mining office. Even with the lights on, this place is pretty dark. You've got Sunset Sarsaparilla posters, Sunset Sarsaparilla vending machine, a bunch of tables where it looks like members of staff can eat. There's a small area for a break room. It even has one of those little coffee machines. There's a bunch of storage boxes and a small wooden staircase. Inside the main office, you've got a hell of a lot of filing cabinets with literally nothing inside. The only item of value is a little desk fan on top. There's also a small table with a ham radio and a safe you can expect. Inside the safe, there is 42 bottle caps. Just to the left of the office, there is another bench with another coffee pot and 2 coffee mugs. There is actually 2 steamer trunks in the background, which also have caps in it, totaling 180 caps, which is more than you'd find in a safe. I don't think the security is on point here. Downstairs is the same situation. You've got a small workbench with a couple of broken ham radios. You've also got a little leisure area with a pool table, and it looks like this is where they drink because there's a small table with 3 empty Sunset Sarsaparilla bottles and a whiskey bottle. Got another Captain Cosmos poster and one for sugar bombs. So here is the living quarters for all the workers of Quarry Junction. There's actually 10 bunk beds in this room, so it must house absolutely everyone, including the lady from the mess hall. Could be a little bit awkward at night when there's 7 guys and 1 woman. We've all seen that video. Just above the bed, there's a little shelf which has a Dino T-Rex toy figurine, and it also has a radio. And you have a locker at the back with actually quite a lot of decent items in. These are all the personal effects of the workers. Inside the lockers at the back, you have a bunch of random items. You got some buffer, you have some cartons of cigarettes, a camera. You also have a first aid box which have a couple of healing items and some useless disposables like an empty syringe and some dirty water. There's a couple of ruined books on the shelf, but one called A Duck in Cover. This cheeky little book increases your explosives by 3, so you might want to grab this. Hopefully these chaps will get some work soon, because it's pretty sad. If you go there in the morning, you'll find all the workers just sat outside on little benches, chatting by the little barrel fires, kind of having a good time. But also there's a little bit of sadness in this location. You don't want to see a bunch of chaps out of work. Well, that's it for Sloan. See you later.